Hi guys, hello and welcome back. And I'm creating videos for last 2 years. And this time I'm come up with some news video. And the series will start with a comparison between ESP32 and ESP8266. This video we will discuss about what to choose and where to choose and what to start with for your first project. Both the microcontrollers are available and both are useful for IoT and home automation related projects. So let's start. Before that, what about subscribing the channel and clicking the bell icon? I am available both on YouTube and Facebook. So let's begin.
Before we begin, here is the Facebook page where you can get our content. As Learn Your Science, we are available. And in YouTube, we are available with that name. You can get all the videos and all the contents we create from these two. So let's start. Hi guys. So here we're starting the presentation for you. Before that, we need to say something. Both the ESP32 and 8266 are cheap Wi-Fi modules perfectly used suitable for DIY projects in IoT and home automation fields. Both comes with 32-bit CPU with various features to work with. For the present time, you need to know before you start, so here I am telling you the top specs and best one to begin. In this presentation, we will look inside the architecture of these two and find out some pros and cons and select any one of these for future project. So let's begin. So what is the topic for today? It's introduction. We will say something about these two. With after that following with the architecture and key features of ESP32 and ESP8266 with the pros and cons and which one to choose for your project. So let's start. The ESP32 is the 8266 successor. So previously we had 8266 which has the Wi-Fi module inbuilt. It adds an extra CPU core, faster Wi-Fi, more GPIOs and supports Bluetooth 4.2 and Bluetooth low energy. It's a new optimized technology introduced with those microcontroller boards nowadays. Additionally, the ESP32 comes with a touch sensitive pins that can be used to wake up the ESP32 from deep sleep and a built-in Hall effect sensor and a built-in temperature sensor. The recent version of ESP32, however, they don't come with a built-in sensor, but it started with that. But here you will compare between these two and find out which one to choose for your first project. So let's start, boys. Coming up, we will do the architecture and key features of these two. Architecture of ESP32. It has, you can see it has 36 GPIO ports already told in this presentation. If I just go inside the architectural diagram, we have a peripheral interfaces with so many things. We have I2C, SDIO, CAN, IR, PWM, ETH for Ethernet MAC, UART, I2S, SPI with a serial peripheral interface, SAR ADC and DAC. Along with we are having a temperature sensor which is having a range of minus 40 degree to 125 degree centigrade, and a touch sensor with 10 capacitive sensing inputs. Along with we are having a core memory section. We have a Extensa LX6 microprocessor. It's a 32-bit dual core or single core with a 600 DMIPS memory with having 520 kilobyte of SRAM and ROM as you wish. Cryptographic hardware acceleration with the RSA, SHA, RNG and AES, all four are inbuilt. We have RTC and low power management system, PMU, ultra power coprocessor, recovery memory, all those things, along with radio and RF receiver, Bluetooth baseband, Bluetooth link controller, Wi-Fi baseband and Wi-Fi MAC. So all comes with a huge package of ESP32. Let's see some new features for it. Now key features of ESP32. Here you can see it has 36 GPIO port, a huge number of ports you can get, a 12-bit SAR ADC up to 18 channels, a pair of 8-bit DACs, 10 touch sensor points, already told you, 2 pair of SPI and a pair of I2S and I2C interfaces, 3 times of UART you will get, SDIO, CEATA, MMC and eMMC host controller with SDIO and SPI slave controller, Ethernet MAC interfaces with dedicated DMA and IEEE 1588 precision time control support, with a CAN bus of 2.0, infrared remote controller with transmitter receiver up to 8 channels, motor and LED PWM up to 16 channels. That thing I really like, that pulse width modulator we are getting with the motor and LED up to 16 channels, Hall effect sensor and ultra low power analog preamplifier. That's very big. Also, we are adding security of IEEE 802.11 standard Wi-Fi, secure boot and flash encryption, 1024-bit OTP up to 768-bit of customers, cryptographic hardware which is having AES, SHA, RSA, elliptic curve cryptography, that is ECC, random number generator, that is RNG, all are inbuilt. Along with that, we have power management, internal, that is low dropout regulator, individual power domain for RTC, 5 microampere deep sleep current, wake up from GPIO interrupt, timer, ADC measurement, and capacitive touch sensor interput. That's pretty amazing. Let's see the ESP8266 now. Coming up, the architecture and key features of it. Let's start. You can see for the comparison, you can already guess that 826 is definitely having very less feature, and very architecturally it is not having that much width in it. We have only 16 GPIO port, processor which is L106 32-bit RISC microprocessor, core based on the 10 silica extensor diamond standard of 106 microtuning and at 80 megahertz. The ESP32 comes with 160 megahertz. Here we have the similar of extension, but the comparison, the specs are very lower. Memory which having 32 kilobyte of instruction RAM, 32 KB of instruction cache RAM, 80 KB of user data RAM, 16 KB of ETS system data RAM. External QPIF flash which is up to 16 megabyte is supported, 500 KB to 4 megabyte is typically included with it, so you can access only that. Along with we have some more features, which is peripheral interfaces, 16 GPIO pins, SPI, I2C software implementation. You have that I2S, but we have only one number. Here in 32 you had a pair of that. Also UART dedicated pins plus a transmit only UART can be enabled on GPIO2. I personally worked with 826 more because 832 has been introduced very recent. So mostly I worked with 826, and I can say that 826 has less feature compared to the ESP32. With the 10-bit ADC, successive approximation ADC we have, and the power management we have only 3.3. So here we have only one option of power management. But that's pretty amazing too, that's not bad. Now let's compare with it. Here I have a clear comparison, and I have figured out what to choose with the right section. If I just compare with the CPU, you can see ESP32 is already having a higher specification. Along with Wi-Fi, it has HT40, Bluetooth it has 4.2, and BLE, which is 826 doesn't have a Bluetooth. Typical frequency it has 160 megahertz. RAM, SRAM, it has 32 is having a SRAM which is was not available in 8266. Flash, there was nothing a flash available, we have it. GPIO, you have 34 GPIO, 2 adding, so 36. Here in hardware and software PWM, ESP8266 is not having that, but 32 having much more. SPI, I2C, I2S and UART, you have a pair of SPI, 2 pair of SPI, a pair of I2C, 2 pair of I2S and UART in 8266, but here in ESP32 the count is higher. ADC we have in 8266 is 10-bit, here we have 12-bit ADC. But there is one thing that 826 is much better than ESP32, which is comparing the price. Here the price becomes double if you switch to 32 because you are getting much more features. So the price becomes doubles if you choose ESP32, where in ESP826 you can start with $3 to $6 ranging. That's very much to discuss about what to choose and where to choose. Which one to start with? Now the thing, you're up to you. The ESP8266 has some cons also. It has pros, but it has cons also. Its 32 has much more specifications, but ESP8266 is much cheaper. It's building a simple project. If you're requiring a simple project to start, you can start with 8266 definitely, where you have less user requirement, you have less specification to work, and you have a very low budget. Additionally, 8266 is older, so it adds more libraries and more features which are better developed for that, and it is prefer more for your resources for your work. However, in future you may need to change your mind. The 32 has more GPIOs than 8266. You can decide which pins are UART, which I2C, which ISPI. You just need to set that one the code. This is possible due to the ESP32 chip's multiplexing feature that allows you to assign multiple functions to the same pin. Along with that, 826 is cheaper than ESP32, as I already said. Although it doesn't have as much functionalities, it works just fine for the majority of simple DIY IoT project. However, 32 is not having that much library features adding nowadays, but in future it can add something more. However, in future you need to change your mind and switch to ESP32. The choice is yours, but choose wisely. Thank you.
So what was the video? How about, did you enjoy it? Please let us know in the comment section. I'm creating the videos for upcoming projects. We are available both on YouTube and Facebook. Let's make a target of 100 likes and 1,000 views. Thank you.